some good rest time, and for us right now, I mean, we probably feel healthier than ever.
Hey, how limited did you feel when you came back? Like early on, once you came back?
I feel a lot, really limited, to be honest with you. Just with the injury that I had, man. It took me some time to really kind of get back and really feel like I wanted to feel. It was very stiff, and just the fact that I got a chance to really just play through some of these games and really kind of just give it a chance to get better. And also with the addition to the break time that we had, man, it made it a lot better for me to be able to run like I want to now.
When you were sitting on the field there in Atlanta, did you for a moment think maybe your season was over?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, for any player to go through the things that I went through, man, it was kind of like maybe this is it. So I was a little scared, but when I kind of got back and looked at it, it went too bad.
Clemson's got 4 running backs. They used to do something a little bit different. So what have you seen on them that makes them unique on film?
I mean, they're all very versatile. They all can make big plays. I think with them, most of the time they like to get it to those guys on the perimeter, man, kind of give them a chance to get able to get on the outside and be able to run. So just with those guys, I feel like they're going to try to use the whole rotation just to use them on us and break us down. But I mean, that's something we expect. I mean, Clemson does a pretty good job of utilizing those guys, whatever it is that their skill sets are. So other than that, man, that's something I expect.
Last year at the Peach Bowl Day, there were the signs about the national media talking about you guys, but there wasn't as much real talk about knocking you guys. This year, you guys really do have some. Is that real motivation better than what was kind of fabricated last year?
Yeah, I feel like real motivation, fabricated motivation. I mean, I think it's kind of all the same, man. I think it depends on how you take it. I mean, for us, man, to be honest with you, we really don't even listen to a lot of the media. I mean, some of that stuff really kind of clouds your mind. But for us, all we can really do right now is just, stay focused, look forward to this game, and just, how we play, I mean, will determine if that stuff is true anyway. So, I mean, that's the only thing we're worried about.
Did you guys even need outside motivation in the college football playoff? Shouldn't that be motivation?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, for you to be able to play in a game like this, you got to have some type of motivation, regardless if it's from the outside. Just the inner motivation within your team and the coaches and all those things. I feel like if you had those things, I mean, regardless of what everybody else is saying, I mean, you'll have a good outcome.
Because they feel the same thing. They feel like everyone doubted them before the season, and no one thought they could come back here because they lost their other guys.
Yeah.
Like, how does that factor into it? How do you see it from their perspective?
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see it from their perspective. I mean, just looking in from the outside, I mean, we were pretty broke down. I mean, we had a lot of guys that that were hurt, and I mean, that's something that anybody would kind of think that as far as the team, that we broke down and that we didn't really have a chance of actually making it here. So. But on the inside, man, I feel like now that we had this break, I feel like it was the best thing that could ever happen to us. And I'm really excited about this upcoming game, just the fact that we got a lot of guys that were hurt and now they're coming back. I mean, that's just a great addition for us and for us to be back to where we were.
You see a different Nick Saban after a loss where he can use that as like fire as opposed to trying to fight against like the complacency of winning.
No doubt. I definitely see a different Coach Saban. I definitely see a different team. I feel like we're a lot hungrier now. We know what it feels like to lose. And just with that, I feel like any team can learn from any mistake. I feel like just from that whole game right there, I mean, it changed our whole mindset just going into this game.
Rashaan, what's his best qualities or running back?
For him, as far as vision, I feel like his vision is superb, man. There's a lot of times where you see him on film and he's, it seems like he's about to get tackled and he stops or wait or makes a clean cut and he just gets north. So I feel like that's probably one of his biggest features about him.
Rashaan, how did all the injuries, how did that affect you? You're already a senior.
Yeah.
How did that affect you and how versatile have you had to be playing this
Yeah,
year?
I mean, I never try to do anything out of the norm or try to do anything that I wasn't supposed to do. For me, all I really could do was just do my job and just let it be what it was. I mean, you can only control what you can control. So, but just with the guys that are playing right now and practicing, man, they're going to be more than ready. I mean, Coach Saban does a good job and Coach Pruitt does a good job of just getting us ready for a big game like this.
I'm sorry, for you to lose those guys and still wind up being number one in scoring defense in the country. What does that say about Alabama defense?
I don't know for sure what you were saying about scoring defense, but for us, I feel like I mean, regardless of what it is, man, I feel like, just going into this game, man, we just have to play our game. I mean, we can score, we can tackle and all those things like that, but, as far as execution, man, I feel like that's the number one thing. You can keep the offense off of the board, man, you got a good chance of just winning.
What was the low point for the linebackers, and what did you guys feel like at that point?
I feel like just with us, losing our big-time guys, man. Rashaan was, one of the first big ones that we lost, and, when we lost him, that was a big blow to us. And then we had Matt come down, and then we had, Dylan come down, and then we had, at the beginning of all that, then we had Terrell, and, we had Christian Miller. So it was kind of like a constant just, like what's next, who's next. So, even with me too. So it was something that was a little difficult to be able to kind of handle. I mean, this is like very rare. This has never really happened, especially to us. In a season where we lose that many linebackers, and I mean, to be honest with you, there's nothing you can, do about it. I mean, all you can really do, man, is just go with it and just do what you can.
You lose Dylan in practice. How the hell does that happen?
I mean,
and how good is he?
I mean, some of the most freakish things happen, man. And just for him, I understand that in his situation, for him to be so young and be able to have the chance that he did have, I mean, it was something that he was really looking forward to as far as this game. And Dylan is an exceptional athlete. Once I leave and go do whatever it is that I'm doing, Dylan is going to be one of those big time guys, and just like Mac Wilson and all the other guys that will be playing along with him. I mean, the sky's the limit for those guys. And I'm excited about it.
I'm sorry, how did you get hurt?
Just whatever it was that he was doing. I wasn't even watching on the play, man. I didn't really find out till after practice, to be honest with you. And just hearing news like that, man, it's crazy.
Rashaan, what's made Coach Pruitt so effective? What are some of the characteristics? I mean, obviously we get to see practice, but how does he jive with the guys, and what's made him such an effective coach?
I feel like he has a good knack of just understanding players. Regardless of what it is that your skill set is, he knows how to use it and make it effective. And he's not only is he a good coach, he's a great man. I mean, he doesn't just talk about X's and O's each and every day. I mean, he talks about our lives and what it is that we're going through. A lot of those things play a big part in going to practice each and every day. I mean, if you got things that cloud your mind that that are going on outside of football, I mean, it's kind of hard for you to be able to practice on the high level that we do practice, and for him to be able to help us out on that, I mean, it just makes us better players.
How intense does it get? I mean, I guess you guys have got to be able to fire each other up at times. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, he's very intense, man. Very hands-on. And, I mean, he does a great job. I mean, that's the reason why he's going to Tennessee. So, and I'm to be honest with you, man, I'm so happy for this man because he's been through a lot of things, and for him to be able to have that chance now and pursue his lifelong goal, man, and that's to be a head coach. I mean, that's amazing, man.
Rashaan, one of the Clemson's co-offense coordinators, Harrison, he said that Raekwon can do some of the things that Jonathan did. That's something that they've seen on film from him, while at the same time, obviously, being bigger than Jonathan. Just how would you break down what Raekwon does, and how have you seen him come along?
Raekwon does a great job of just, being destructive, man. I feel like that's the reason why we really wanted him to be in the position that he is at. And, Raekwon does a great job of just blowing up a lot of plays, man. And if you got a guy like that on your defense, man, it makes their job a lot easier. Anytime you can get guys that can blow up tackles and blow up, blockers to get to the running back, man, it just makes your defense that much scary and that much more versatile. And Raekwon, not only that, his pursuit is crazy, man. For him to be that size and be able to get to the ball the way he does, I mean, it's very impressive.
Given how many games,
I think the sky's the limit to him. I mean, depending on how good he wants to be, I think that all falls on him. But I mean, he has all of the attributes and skill sets to be the best player that he could possibly be.
Given how many games you missed from Terrell and Christian, does it almost feel like they're kind of secret weapons going into this game? I mean, is there a mindset like that?
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that we played, however many games that we played without them, man. I mean, it just kind of tells you how versatile defense can be. I mean, just the fact that we didn't have some of our key guys on the edge, and the fact that we had those guys back, I feel like now, we feel a lot more confident. We feel a lot more fast. We feel a lot more stronger now, especially on the edges. And when you got two guys like that come back and just add more versatility to your defense, man, that gives you a whole different mindset going into this game.
And how did you have them there change your role in like dime and nickelback?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as far as schemes and stuff like that, I mean, everything's pretty much the same. But just adding those guys back into those spots that they were supposed to be in, that just adds more depth and more versatility.
Before you played them for the first time, what was your perception of Clemson, and what is it now?
Oh man, the first time I played Clemson, I mean, I was obviously younger, so I obviously thought they were probably the greatest team ever on the face of the earth, other than us. But we were playing against whoever it was that was on the roster. But they had Deshaun Watson, and being able to play against him was one of those things I remember forever. Then again, played him again the next year. So then now we would face him a third time. So I mean, it's for me, man. I've played in so many big games, man, and just the fact that I'm able to just have the honor to do it again, man, it's a blessing. Just to be able to play on this type of caliber, stage, and be able to play against this type of caliber team, and they constantly show, different things. They constantly show, different players come up in this game. Different big players that come up in this game. I know it's gonna be some players that, you probably never heard of, probably make big plays, man. And I think that's the reason why this game is so significant. I mean, because anybody can make, a big play. Anybody can make something happen, and I think that's what makes it exciting.
Rashaan, if you look back the last 2 years of how Clemson's played against you guys offensively, I think they got over 1,000 yards the last week. I'm sure you guys think about it and talk about it, but if you worry about it at all, if they do this again, what that would mean for your reputation on the defense?
I mean,
you guys have that reputation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with those numbers, man, I mean, if we played to the caliber of defense that I know we're going to play, I mean, none of those numbers matter. I mean, they can put up 5,000 yards. I mean, it really wouldn't matter. I mean, the whole point of this thing is to win the game, and that's just simple. So, for us, I feel like as a defense, man, we're not even going to get clouded out with the numbers and stuff like that. I feel like we all do our job and do it effectively, man. I mean, the numbers, speak for themselves.
I mean, Watson's there, and I think he's obviously, as you said, an electric, transcendent kind of player. Is there any other reason in your mind or in your opinion why you think Clemson's been able to find such success against you beyond the personnel?
I feel like just with them, man, they do a great job of just, executing. I think that's the number one thing with any offense. If you can execute on, regardless of the defense and what they do, you're going to have a lot of success. And I feel like that's the thing with them. They're able to just, make all of the plays that you're supposed to make at the right time. And, if you can do those things each and every game, man, I mean, that's the reason why they're in the college football playoffs.
In that sense, are they almost a mirror image of what you guys are on defense? Execute, be consistent?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say they execute very well. I mean, just watching them on film, they have a great quarterback. They have great running backs, wide receivers. I mean, just the whole team is pretty sound. And, it's going to be a great challenge for us, and it's something that I'm kind of used to because I've seen it so many times. But I'm excited.
Rashaan, how much have you watched the film from last year's game, especially the last one?
Yeah, I've watched it probably over 100 times. I mean, I even watched it actually after a week after the game when we lost. Yeah, so I mean, I've watched this film so many times, man. I mean, it kind of gets repetitive, to be honest with you. It's kind of like I'm seeing the same thing over and over again. I try not to do it too much, but I mean, it's something that you kind of want to remember. You want to be able to kind of feel what it felt like when you lost, so that it reminds you in the game. If you ever get tired, if you ever get to a point where you feel like all is lost, I mean, it gives you a little bit more motivation. And I feel like our team now, the fact that we experienced not only that but the Auburn loss as well. I mean, it just makes our hungriness just to that much more.
Did you have a chance to make the play on that touchdown? Did you have any chance to make a play on the ball on that winning touchdown for them last year?
Oh yeah, I don't know if y'all saw it. If you watched it on film, I mean, he rolled out away from me. I mean, I was coming, but if he would have stopped or something, I probably sacked him.
And then you would have been.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what it would have been, but once again, man, I feel like all of the little things count, man, in this game. I mean, hopefully we don't have to have a situation where we have to be you know, on the goal line and, you know, it's the last play we lose like that. I mean, that's the worst feeling ever. So that's the main thing. I feel like we just need to do everything we need to do and do it the right way.
Some people have said this is sort of this could be a passing of the torch game. Clemson surpassing Alabama as the number one, the dominant program in the country. This is your senior. How determined are you that that's not going to happen?
I mean, I would think Clemson would want that. I mean, I would think they would want us to pass the torch. I mean, you know, they've had pretty big wins in their organization. So, but for us, I mean, like I said, man, all we can really do is just do our job. You know, we can think about all of those things. We think about, you know, being the best dynasty in football history. We can think about all those things. That can come up in any type of conversation. But I mean, for us, we just have to focus on this game. I feel like regardless if we talk about those things, if we lose, I mean, none of this stuff is even. You can't even talk about it. So.
Rashaan, did you appreciate? You said you were close to making the play once. How often do you think about that? How much will that kind of play into this for you? You know, you get a rematch and a chance to kind of atone for last year.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not only for me, but for just the whole team. I mean, it's kind of like a little redemption game. You know, capitalize on the plays you didn't make. And we've watched so much film, and just the fact that we have another chance to be able to kind of capitalize on, you know, the loss that we had last year. I feel like now, like I said, man, just for us, this is a great opportunity for us, and we just want to take full advantage of it.
Coach Pruitt said that Mac Wilson's been playing with an injury all season. Can you talk about